Hello, I'm Peter Towers, Managing Director of ESS BIZTOOLS, and today I'm joined by Paul Barnaby, the Australasian representative of Plan Guru, and a very experienced chartered accountant and expert on predictive accounting. How are you today, Paul?
I'm just great, thanks, Peter.
Paul, we've been talking about what additional services accountants, especially some of the smaller firms, can do to help their small business and medium-sized clients. This is part of a theme that we're running at present. So do all accountants understand what predictive accounting means? And can you give us an introduction to how you see it?
I'd like to think they do, Peter, but as we all know, accounting traditionally has been the recording of financial transactions and maybe a bit of analysis from that, particularly when we're in an advisory role, and very little else. But predictive accounting is quite simply doing for future accounting periods what, as I was just saying, we are totally used to doing for historic financial periods. So it's the creation of a profit and loss account and a balance sheet, but also a statement of cash flows over future periods based on known strategies that the client or company might have right now.
And this is very important for business people to understand this process, but most of them wouldn't have the time or the ability to prepare it themselves, would they? So they're looking to their accountants to supply this range of services for them.
Absolutely correct. The whole thrust of predictive accounting is it enables us to test the results of known strategies before we implement them.
Yeah, and before you spend the money and buy something or invest in something.
Exactly. So that's the whole idea of it. And it's looking into the future to assist decisions for now, not based on history, but based on those predicted financial statements.
Yeah, and it enables businesses to really think through the processes, doesn't it? Because you can, Plan Guru enables you to, in effect, do your pre-planning first. How many staff you're going to need in various processes, what they're going to cost, what the electricity cost is likely to be based on volumes and so on. So it's not taking last year's figures and adding 10%.
No, indeed not, Peter. As you know, my other term that I endorse is key drivers. What are the key drivers of those strategies? Is it the number of widgets we're going to sell? Is it the price we're going to sell them at? What are we going to buy them or build them for? What is the cost involved? You're quite right. What is the staff involved? But there are far more drivers than that. What inventory investment have we got to have? What terms are we going to be giving our customers when we sell?
And what's the debtors figure going to go to?
Exactly.
Yeah, so the key drivers is a very important part of all this. And, you know, at the end of the day, it might mean that if a business is growing, it's wanting to scale up, it might need some extra money in the business, either going off to their friendly bank and seeing if they can borrow, and then they need security, or perhaps even looking at trying to raise capital from the public.
Well, that's the whole point of what they call the three-way predictive accounting set of statements: profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flows. Because just because you've got a need for some extra cash doesn't mean to say the project's not profitable.
That's right.
It might just identify how much additional capital is needed for this specific project. And when we meet on the 3rd of March, Peter, I'll be showing you some examples of that.
Yes, so our 30-minute conversation as part of the ESS BIZTOOLS Business Advisory Services Need to Know webinars is on Wednesday, the 3rd of March at 11:30 AEST, 12:30 AEDT. You can register on the ESS BIZTOOLS website, www.essbiztools.com.au. So, Paul, I look forward to talking to you on the 3rd of March, and we'll be able to share with our listeners and viewers the processes to go through to become an effective predictive accountant, won't we?
Absolutely. I look forward to that as well, Peter. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Radio.
Talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Thank you.